Hey guys, it's Tisha. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm super excited to do. It's kind of a different one for me, but I think it's kind of fun to bring different stuff to the channel. So if you're new here, typically I do a lot of Bath & Body Works, candle reviews, some hygiene hauls and reviews. I sprinkle in the makeup just because I also love that as well. And if you are new here and you haven't yet, please consider liking and subscribing and sticking around. I'm going to be bringing a lot of fun content this month, kind of leading up to the semi-annual sale at Bath & Body Works. And I also have a couple of fun makeup videos planned. So if that sounds good to you, stick around. Leave a comment down below of how you think I did on this video. But let's present it. So you've already seen the title, but I kind of wanted to do something fun and kind of look at my own collection. So I thought of, what is the favorite scent, especially candles, from Bath & Body Works for each of the Friends characters? I know that a lot of my friends, personally, we watched Friends all the years. I don't know how many times I'm going to say Friends. I should have put like a little counter up here. We watched it through the years. We loved quoting the show. And then, you know, as like new generations come along and they love the show, it gets new revivals. And they finally just did a reunion. Honestly, I haven't seen yet. I do plan to, but I didn't have HBO Max, so I was on a vacation, just got back. It released like the day before I left, so I will be checking that out, but I absolutely love that show. Now, I also have to give a little shout out to a friend, Carissa Schemmel. She is my Friends enthusiast. Like, she could quote every episode. She knows the whole storyline for all the characters. I do, but I'm also like way older than her, so I forget a lot of stuff. So I wanted to make sure that this was an authentic, genuinely good list based on the products I had. I mean, maybe if I had everything, I would have changed a couple, but she was highly helpful, and I asked her a lot of questions to make sure that I did a pretty thorough job of picking the right scent for each character. So let's jump in. Coffee. Coffee is needed. It's very early in the morning. So we'll start with Rachel. I'm not going in any particular order because I like them all for different reasons. But with Rachel, I'll give you a little description of like how I kind of thought about it. I tried to think about what they did over the course of the 10 years of the show. If anything jumped out as like one of the funnier things or funnier moments, I tried to include that. Also had to think about what I actually have in my collection. So for her, I had thought of like the truffle or the trifle where she did like the peas and carrots, but I didn't have a candle that was like strawberry shortcake with peas and carrots, so I didn't go that route. Avocado toast, I thought that would be fun, but I didn't have anything that had that scent in it. So I thought of two products for Rachel. So I'm giving her the Paris Cafe candle, which has notes of rich roasted coffee, sugared brioche, vanilla cream with natural essential oils. And I'm telling you, this, I don't have to open it. I can smell this outside of the package. My makeup brushes are sitting back by these candles, and I was using one this morning, and they smell like it too. Like, it's crazy what this candle does to like all products around it. But I picked this scent for Rachel because, of course, she worked at the coffee shop where they all hung out, and she always talked about Paris. And so, you know, with her fashion career, I just thought this was the most appropriate candle for Rachel. But I also picked a body spray for her, and I didn't for any of the other characters. But if I could think of another product, I did include that as well. And for Rachel, I would give her Cashmere Glow. It has really beautiful notes of like musk and sandalwood and like a vanilla, and like it's very fancy. And so she's very fancy. So even though it's just a fine fragrance mist, it kind of smells like a beautiful perfume. And so I definitely had some help from Carissa on this one, but we're also going to give Rachel as a second runner-up Cashmere Glow. And then we'll move on to Monica. And Monica, I had to think about what was her thing on the show, right? She was the cleaning one. She was the fanatic. So I gave her Laundry Day because this is the freshest candle that I've ever smelled from Bath & Body Works. It has notes of fresh air, crisp eucalyptus, soft lavender with natural essential oils. And so this just smells like someone went nuts and cleaned their entire house, like ceiling to floor. So this has to be Monica's candle, right? Absolutely. But I also had loved an episode where she was working for a company where they were like designing something like fake chocolate, and they called it like mocklet, I think is what they called it. I can't remember. I was going to look up the episodes to give you that, but I didn't. So I also picked out the hot chocolate because this is a lot of things. And it does have like a very chocolate scent. So she also gets this one for the mocklet, I think is how they pronounced it in the show, because she was also a cook. So I wanted to include something, or chef, sorry, not a cook. I wanted to include something that, you know, incorporated that as well. Phoebe was kind of tough. I wanted to have something just like free, loving, and, you know, hippie spirit. I didn't really have anything in my collection. So I really couldn't think of anything, but I remember that I loved the episode where they went to Vegas and she was like drinking all the time and she was always around every corner, like with her very ominous, sarcastic lines. So for that, I'm giving her the raspberry mimosa. She always like claimed that she could drink a lot. And I mean, I don't really remember her drinking a lot on the show, but this has notes of sweet raspberry, rose sorbet, and a splash of champagne with natural essential oils. This is one of my favorite candles. And she was one of my favorite characters. Like if I had to be one of the girls from the show, I would have been a Phoebe. I was just like the super supportive, funny, like over there friend. And so I thought, you know, I had to give her a candle that I absolutely loved because I absolutely loved her. So raspberry mimosa is her candle, but, and because I didn't have a candle that smelled like this, her runner-up product is going to be the strawberry lemon hand soap from Bath & Body Works. And that's because a lot of us here feel like this kind of smells like cat pee. And what was her most famous song, right? Smelly Cat. So I definitely had to give her this one. I actually like it, but once it was said out here in the review world, I could smell it. Before, I just smelled the strawberry, but I think it mixed with the lemon in a weird way and kind of made that cleaning agent. So I don't know that I'll ever even use this soap now that that was kind of a thing, but I liked having it in my collection so I could give the Smelly Cat hand soap to Phoebe. So there are those. And now we'll move on to the guys. So Ross was hard because, like, I know he worked as a, what's that word? Paleontologist, and he, you know, worked with dinosaurs, and he had a monkey, and, you know, he liked bologna sandwiches, but I decided to give him, this one was help from Carissa, the Island Margarita candle. I know there was an episode where he, Ross is Fine, I think is what she said it was called, where he found out about like Joey and Rachel, and he drank like a whole bunch of margaritas. So this is a really great candle, and it's one of those candles that's like average, but then something better, which, you know, Ross was kind of average by then. By the end of the 10 years, we all had a crush on him, I think. So the notes are sweet mandarin, island mango, sea salt with essential oils. I love this one. This is one that I get every year, and it really smells like a true margarita. So Ross just gets one because I really had a hard time finding that one. Okay, now we're going to move on to Joey. Joey was a little bit easier for me. I could think of a lot of candles for Joey. So I picked two, and I think that I did pretty good, but you'll have to let me know. So Joey was always the one that people could get to eat anything, right? And so I thought for sure it had to be a food-related something. So I thought of warm apple pie because, you know, like I said, that guy just always seemed to be down to eat whatever weird concoctions the other ones made. This one I like, but it's not my favorite apple cinnamon scent. It's baked Granny Smith apple, melted brown sugar, and a flaky homemade crust. So it just was really homemade sounding, and he just always kind of had like that Italian family comfort food advice for everybody. So he gets warm apple pie. But another one that I thought of for him was cereal and cartoons, because he just kind of always hung out around the apartment with Chandler. This one I could give Chandler as well, but I already had two other ones for him. And, you know, cereal and cartoons just seemed like a very fitting name for the boys, for their apartment, for their side of the show. Toasted cinnamon, crunchy cereal, ice cold milk. It's supposed to smell like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I just get like a big red vibe. Maybe if I burn it more, I don't know. Sometimes candles can, like, about the mid-range, the notes can become more prominent than other notes, so I will give it a try. But I just like the packaging on this one, and this one just reminded me of Joey and Chandler, but we're going to go with Joey. And so that leaves Chandler. Let me get another drink of coffee. Okay, so then our last friend is Chandler, which Chandler being I had to save for last because he was the one on the show I always loved the most. The whole season, all 10 seasons. I just loved his one-liners. I loved his sarcastic personality. I don't know how or why, but I was like, Chandler is me in the guy form. Like, I don't know why. But one of the things I always loved about Chandler was how awful Thanksgiving was for him. I had great Thanksgivings. I love family get-togethers, but we had a big family. So I just could relate, I guess, to some people weren't talking to other people and had, like the chaos. But for the most part, my family kept it together and we had wonderful holidays. But I always loved those stories Chandler would share. So for him, I chose Thanksgiving. It's juicy red apple, gooey caramel, praline pieces with essential oils. And like I said, I just always loved every Thanksgiving episode because he would always have a story or what, something would happen to Chandler specifically that made this the worst Thanksgiving ever. So for that, he gets the Thanksgiving candle. But the other candle, because it was one of my favorite episodes ever, it's a cheat because it's not quite Bath and Body Works, but I don't have anything, was watermelon bubblegum. Because I absolutely love the episode. It was the first season where he's stuck in the ATM when the power goes out. And he has the gum moment with that lady in the little area. I don't know what it's called. But so he gets the watermelon bubblegum candle. But this is a Goose Creek. It's the only thing I had. One of my favorites. It smells amazing. And so for him, I had a bubblegum candle and a Thanksgiving candle because those were two of my favorite parts of his personality that were brought out in this was in the first season when I fell in love with them. And then the Thanksgiving episodes were always so funny because he made them that way. So let me know how you think I did. I don't know if anyone's ever done this video. I didn't want to Google it and check because I just wanted my list to be my own. So it may have been done before. But I just had this idea come to me because I was excited about the reunion and I just like to do little things like this. I thought it was fun. I hope you did too. So let me know down below if there's another show. I could make this a little series on my channel. So let me know if you think of any. I would love to have some ideas from you all. Or I may just come up with one of my own. But I hope you enjoyed this video and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye.